On this episode of Road Trip Masters, we kick it drop-top style and cruise into a town that holds the title as the decoy capital of the world.
And then take in a classic Creole dish that is the envy of the town.
Seafood etouffee.
Etta who?
Etouffee.
We haul in some fish,
He is going to be dinner for somebody.
run into trouble racing on the bay,
I need room at the mark, Sandy!
And try our hand at making some ducks.
Okay, you're done.
That's all coming up and more
Right here on Road Trip Masters.
I'm Nick Kessler.
And I'm Brian Fulmer.
We're teachers that have a passion for travel.
Cruising the highways and byways in our 1968 drop-top caddy.
We discover the places and people that make this nation great. We are Road Trip Masters. This week, we're rolling down Interstate 95 to where the Susquehanna River meets the Chesapeake Bay, to the beautiful town of Havre de Grace, Maryland. This town was named after a seaport in France, and when translated, means Harbor of Grace. One can meander along its waterfront boardwalk or stroll down its picturesque tree-lined Main Street. It becomes clearly evident why Smithsonian Magazine named Havre de Grace one of the top 20 best small towns to visit. So it's only appropriate that we start off this road trip and check into the Vandiver Inn, a classic Victorian that emanates beauty to all who pass her by. All right, guys, absolutely beautiful place, the Vandiver. Am I saying it right?
You are, Nick.
Now, I'm looking at the picture right behind us, the painting, I should say.
This is Murray Vandiver. Murray built this house in 1886 as a wedding gift for his wife, Annie. Yeah. Murray was the mayor of Havre de Grace. He was the state treasurer. So very powerful, very influential man, both in Havre de Grace and in Maryland state politics.
Well, I'm just dying to go check out some of these rooms here.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's go take a peek.
All right, let's head upstairs. You look around, and here's that Victorian architecture. Tell us what room we're in.
We are in the Millard Tidings room, who is one of the big senators during the 50s. And I think that this room is, while traditional, pays homage to that.
You look at the bathroom in there, that peach orange bathroom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we think it was put in the 50s or maybe the late 40s. We call it bridal pink. This is a room that's used very often as a bridal suite, and we've just decided to go with the pink.
Well, I'll tell you, John, Susan, looking around and having a house myself with a ton of landscaping, I know the amount of effort that you two put into this. It's absolutely stunning.
When we first bought the place, this was literally just like a mud pit back here. And little by little, we've built the brick paving, we did the fencing, then we really started with the real landscaping, the flowers.
With a beautiful area like this, it seems like we need a drink to go hand in hand. And I haven't seen Brian in a long time. Don't tell me you have a bar in this place.
We might be able to find Brian very close to where we are serving a couple of nice drinks this afternoon.
Well, if he's having one, I want to have one. Let's go. Ha! I told you, John. Right there with the drink in his hand.
Why am I not surprised?
Hey, they told me this was a local town favorite. Budweiser and peaches.
Almost.
What do you got in that thing?
It's a super simple drink and very light and very fun for the summer. We do a little Pinot Grigio, a little bit of Spumante, and we top it off with just a hint of peach liqueur, and it seems to be a real crowd favorite. Salute.
Tell you what, salute. It looks absolutely fantastic. Man,
It tastes even better.
cheers. Just a few blocks away from the Vandiver Inn is the Backfin Blues Creole de Gras. That's where Brian caught up with owner and head chef Bob to see what he's gonna cook up.
Chef, we're back in the kitchen.
How you doing? Welcome to Backfin Blues Creole de Gras.
What do you have for us today?
We have an etouffee. It's a combination etouffee. It includes crab meat, crawfish, shrimp, and chicken.
Etouffee? Am I saying it right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sounds
sir.
fancy to me. So where do we begin?
Well, first what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a nice pan of hot oil, a little bit of andouille sausage, add the magic mirepoix, which is celery, onions, peppers, probably about 1 ounce of blackening season. And then what we do is we just wait for this to render. We want to sear the sausage, So that way we incorporate the flavors of the sausage in the pan, and then we'll add a little bit of stock to that, and we cook that off. Slow down your flame a little bit, add our 4 ounces of crawfish, 4 ounces of crab meat, and we mix that in. And in the process of this, we'll let it simmer for about 5 minutes as we're cooking the shrimp and the chicken.
When you're letting it simmer, what are you doing? Reducing?
Yeah, what we're doing is we're marrying the flavors. So you let it simmer, you let all the ingredients cook together, and that way you're getting all the flavors from the crawfish, the crab meat, the sausage, the vegetables. So what we do at this particular point while the pan's heating up, we get some chicken and some shrimp, take some light seasoning, mix them together so that way it's all marinated together. Put them in the salamander broiler. Once the chicken and the shrimp are all finished cooking, what we'll do is we'll take the gravy and we pour it into a bowl. We get every bit of ingredient in there. Put a scoop of rice on top, and then we're going to add our other broiled ingredients that we have cooking in the oven here. So that way you have your combination etouffee from Bec Fin Blues Creole de Gras.
Wow, Chef, that looks incredible.
Thank you so much.
I need you to do me a favor. My buddy Nick is in there ordering us beers. I need you to whip one more of these plates up.
Well, we can do that real easily.
Here we are.
Wow. What the heck did you bring us out?
Seafood etouffee.
Etouffee?
Etouffee.
I'll tell you what, looks absolutely gorgeous. Oh, man. Had to dial there.
And that smoked sausage?
Perfect amount of heat, buddy.
Absolutely. Hey,
Cheers.
another must stop.
And speaking about stops, Brian and I decided to hire a driver and take us safely back to the Vandiver. From chef to chauffeur, Bob does it all. All right, Brian, here we are. Captain Joey Job's Duck Decoy Shop. Are you ready?
I'm ready, but what I'm really ready for is Joey to test your skills as a master craftsman.
I got my hat. I'm ready to go. Let's go, buddy. Joey,
Welcome.
thanks for having us.
Hey, and I smell sawdust in the air.
There's sawdust everywhere around here, I guarantee you. A lot of it, too.
Now, you got this big block of wood. What the heck are we in for today?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take this 5x7 piece of white pine and chalk it up in here to this machine, and we're going to turn a blackhead body. We're going to turn 3 of them. We're going to make 3 decoys here right shortly.
So as Joey chucked up the duck decoy, I was ready to begin my journeyman experience, where I started with the spoke shave.
It's tough to get a hang of, and if you did that for 8 hours a day, by the end of the day, you'd have it.
I'm still horrible at it.
You look like you're doing it with a hatchet.
Here.
Okay, you're done.
I gotta admit, I had a huge sense of satisfaction watching Nick, the craftsman, struggle carving that body.
Next, we hit the bandsaw, getting this duck ready for the drum sander. But first, Joey hooked us up with a little lunch.
They're goose sticks with the mustard. Try one.
All right, we'll try one.
I'll have a
Brian, here's a goose stick.
stick.
All right, a little hot
Dip
mustard.
it in that mustard there. Get a bunch of it. There you go.
Soon enough, it was time to get back to work.
So there's where you're looking for.
Yeah, right. God, I'm almost turning like my whole body.
Don't, not up there.
Damn it.
There's where the head goes. Come on, come up with it. When you do that, just come up with it.
Okay.
Come up with it. Try that way.
Don't feel bad, Brian. He yelled at me too during that step. After the body was smoothly sanded down, it was time to trace and cut out heads for our duck.
No, you stop right there. Stop, and that's all right. Keep going.
After the head carvings are carefully fine-tuned, Bondo is used to secure the piece to the decoy's body, getting this baby ready for painting.
I want to show you this pair of decoys. It's a kind of special pair of decoys to me. It's my father's 1956 canvasbacks. Now, this is some of the more collectible decoys my dad made back in the day. And that's my father in the bushwhack boat with these decoys.
Oh, get out. Look how many there are.
Yeah, there's probably 250 in that boat. Okay, let's paint it up. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. This reminds me of watching Bob Ross.
I was just going to say
Yeah,
that.
you just gotta throw it in there.
It's getting the paint all over you. It doesn't bother you?
No, not anymore.
So after Joey painted his decoy in record time, it was my turn to grab a brush and put my skills to the test.
Now do underneath.
Paint's drying.
Reminds me
Paint's drying.
of the blouse
Come on,
smell.
the paint's drying and the air conditioning is not on.
Dude, it's hot in here.
Watch out, there's dust on that thing. Press harder.
Where's the black brush? I'm afraid
Right there
to
on the, this is your paintbrush holder. Here it is,
Oh,
right
okay.
here.
I can't do that.
Don't set it up yet.
Can I don't do that?
Turn it around the other way. Set it down.
Oh.
All right, leave it. You're done. Come on, put it on the shelf before you drop it.
Look at that, baby. That's all mine. After completing my course with the Duck Decoy Master, Brian and I decided to delve deeper into the history of this Chesapeake Bay art form. I still got the paint on my hands.
And I got the sawdust underneath my fingernails, which is kind of gross.
You know what? We have our new friend, Carrie. Carrie, where are we?
We are at the Havre de Grace Decoy Museum.
We just came from Captain Joey Jobs, and we are surrounded by tons of decoys. What's the history?
Yep, Havre de Grace is called the decoy capital of the world, and there's some reason for that. We've got a lot of water right out there outside of our doors, beautiful water, which brings a lot of waterfowl here in the winter time. And as a result, many folks here in Havre de Grace started carving decoys to help all of those hunters attract all those ducks in for hunting purposes.
Walking around the exhibits, first of all, compared to the last place we were, a lot cleaner.
Yes.
But upstairs, the massive collection of decoys you have. Can you tell us about those?
Sure. The museum itself has about 2,500 different artifacts, between decoys to tools for carving, to boats, to firearms, to mannequins, as you guys have seen.
It's almost like a Hall of Fame in essence, because you do have it sectioned off per carver. And
Yes.
who are some of these carvers that are famous throughout the world, globally, that lived here in Havre de Grace?
Yep. Well, let's start with Madison Mitchell. He was a very big influence here in Havre de Grace, carved tens of thousands of decoys. But his bigger claim to fame is actually the fact that he mentored so many other carvers that came after him. Jim Pierce, Captain Harry Jobs, which would be the father of Captain Joey, who you just spent some time with, and his two other brothers.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, I see a baseball and duck decoy story right over there.
Yes,
What is that about?
Frank Home Run Baker, a famous baseball player who was from the state of Maryland, was a very huge, very avid waterfowl hunter. So we are very honored here at the Decoy Museum to have in our possession his entire rig of decoys that he hunted over, which is 263 decoys.
Next question. What's the most famous duck?
That's a great question. The most famous duck here is the canvasback duck.
Thought it was Donald.
No.
I knew it was coming. That is so cheesy.
I
yes.
don't have many duck jokes.
Yes.
That's it. That was the one I already used it multiple times.
With such a beautiful waterfront town like Havre de Grace, we just felt obligated to head out on the bay. And with the Chesapeake right at our fingertips, we decided to charter a boat and take a shot at fishing these waters. We got Captain Steve taking us out. Captain Steve, what's the name of the boat?
No name.
All right, that's I don't know what to say.
It's no name.
Now I'm going to start here. I don't know that I'm going to end here.
So it was time to kick this fishing adventure off and start nailing some bay beauties. As Captain Steve was setting up, we were getting ready to start reeling them in. Or so we thought. Come on, big fish. Come on, perch. Captain, did you ever just jump in naked for a swim?
Oh, yeah.
Thought the answer was going to be no on that.
I did too. I did too.
Be honest with you, I thought you were a pretty conservative guy.
Well, my
high moral values.
younger days, I might have been a little wilder. The situation isn't quite working as I had hoped.
So it was off to Captain's secret spot, and I had this feeling this was going to be the honey hole. Sure enough, in no time, I was hammering fish. Fish on.
Fish on. You got one?
Fish on.
Way to go.
Got him. Captain, I got him. Here he is. It's a beautiful perch. All right, baby.
Now we're talking.
As small as they were, I didn't care. After that, it was easy. Two of them.
All right,
Two.
double header. Look at this guy.
All right.
Wow.
He's a little guy. And Brian, he was not happy. Brian, I will give you the honor of taking the rod now that I got to 5, if you would like to.
No.
Brian, would you like a try with my rod?
Negative. Huge negative.
I'll give you this.
No. So obviously either one of two things is happening is Captain is on Nick's side to win the fish count, or Captain entrusts me to catch the big one.
There he
Fish
is.
on, big
There he
fish.
is. There he is. There he is. There you
Right,
go.
Homer. Don't lose her.
He's coming towards me. Wow, is he fighting?
Don't lose the thing, Fulmer.
Oh, wow, it is. It's a
Fulmer
blue
holds
cat.
in the
It's a
big
big
one.
one. Is it a blue cat? Oh my God.
Got it, Captain.
I got it, man. I got it. I got it. Where is it? Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
Wow. Now what do we do?
Now we're going to put him in a cooler. Because he is going to be dinner for somebody.
We had a blast fishing with Captain Steve, but this is the Chesapeake, and our water excursion would not be complete without hitting the bay on a sailboat. The Chesapeake is mighty, grand, and beautiful. This majestic beauty has lured sailors and adventurers for centuries. One has to experience this natural wonder by sail and sail alone. And that's when we hooked up with locals Betty and Al, who own a sailboat named Summer Semester. And get this, they were ready to compete in a race and asked Brian and I to come along. With no racing experience at all, we agreed to come on board and help them sail to victory. And we were off, or at least we thought so. The wind that was there quickly disappeared, along with our dreams of healing through the Chesapeake Bay. And soon, we found ourselves adrift.
We're at 24.9 feet. We are going exactly 0.00 knots.
That's a first.
That's a record in my race career. And we're in dead zone. Are we shallow enough where Nick and I can get out and push us?
So we decided to change up tactics and try to lean Summer Semester to one side and inflate her sails.
Even the current will carry us down to D.
You think I don't have to worry?
Al was right. We caught the current, and lo and behold, we harvested some wind. All of us quickly sped into race mode and got Summer Semester back in the race. I was just about to say that. We're pulling up. Set ramming speed.
We are gaining on all these other boats.
Damn the torpedoes.
This could get bad up here, though.
We were closing the distance at a rapid pace, and Brian and I could tell that Betty was getting a little nervous.
This is very touchy.
I don't want to hit him either.
I know I
It's like
am.
we're gonna hit.
Come down, turn down, turn down.
I don't want to hit
Turn
these
down,
guys.
Betty. Turn down.
What do you want me to do,
No,
Garrett?
no,
Bill?
we got an overlap. Turn down, Betty.
Turn down. Wrap. Al. I need room at the mark, Sandy.
So if you recall, we were getting back into the race and catching up with the rest of the pack. But perhaps we were moving too fast. Before you knew it, it was all hands on deck.
Up this way.
Go up higher.
As Betty called out for an update,
How we doing?
we were tasked completing our orders.
4 feet.
Oh my God. Okay, but we need to do something with the sales, guys.
What do we got to do?
Betty, you have plenty of room.
And sure enough, we pulled through and averted disaster on the high seas.
This is better than sailing. Let's loop her around and do it again. And Al just told me before, he doesn't know how to multitask, and he showed it there.
Although the wind was sparse, our racing experience was filled with adrenaline, anxiety, and emotion. Brian and I were just dying to tell our seafaring tale to someone, and we found just a spot. Coakley's Pub, where we ordered up a massive pile of Maryland crab, a couple of brews, and gathered up some new friends to share our stories.
Until next time, I'm Brian Fulmer. And I'm Nick Kessler. Stay curious, my friends. Safe travels.